From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its second century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin. Welcome everybody. I am so glad to have with me today. I can actually say a dear friend of mine. Y'all hear me say that a lot. And Royce and I were talking, Royce Hall. He's an engineer with the city of Dublin. All of y'all know him around town. I think you've been in every parade and ever. I was gonna get you to, let's do this story, me riding on the back of your motorcycle with you, but I said, that might not go good, you know. The wind noise.
I like to give it a try, but yeah, that wasn't good.
But we were talking off camera a minute ago about, you know, if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll never work another day in your life. You enjoy what you do for the city of Dublin, don't you?
Love what I do. Beyond like, it's a livelihood, first of all. But, you know, I love meeting people. I like showing myself friendly to people. So yeah, it's just a day in the playground for me. So.
You know, I was talking to Blake Daniels last week. I was upstairs in his office, and we were talking about, I've been interviewing different firefighters, and everybody's been here 30 years, 35, Cody Co, 42 years, and it's just not there. It's throughout the city of Dublin. Right. And Blake was telling me, he said, James, you will not believe how low our turnover is. The people who work for the city, across the board, policemen, firemen, engineer, street worker, Mr. Coney and sanitation, whatever, love what they do and love customer service, don't you?
Love it. Love it. I you know, again, you know, it's just that handshake, it's that those smiles, it's just, you know, honoring, you know, what our mission statements say do is help people to obtain their goals, you know. And I like to be part of that process. And, you know, it's kind of, you know, it kind of feel like church a little bit sometimes because, you know, I said just earlier, you know, serve yourself friendly, you're going to have friends. And in order for people to work with it, you got to be friendly because if not, you're going to be butting heads all the time. That's right. Somebody got to be friendly so we can move forward. So.
Yeah, and you know, if you're watching now, you come in the city hall from Miss Carter up here at the front desk, or the girls over where you pay your bill, or upstairs, downstairs, gas department, water department, no matter what. You know, I learned that many years ago. We did a day in the life of whatever we were doing, and we did a day in the life of a sanitation worker. We got up that morning, me and Pat, got up 4:30, 5 o'clock that morning because they roll early. And got to go around with them. And you know, I have had just a new, a new way of looking at why this town is so beautiful, why this city is so beautiful, because it don't just happen. Men and women get up early in the morning to make that happen, don't they?
Oh, every day, rain, snow, sleet, they're there, you know, unless, you know, there's something that's gonna jeopardize their life, you know, of course they got to stop then, but in the inclement weather, they're out there, you know, cold weather, hot weather, and I take my hat off to all the sanitation workers for myself, so I just thank God for them.
Amen. And we have a beautiful city. Y'all know that. I have people that come to visit me from out of town, all kind of places, and just, that's one thing I always hear. gosh, James, y'all have a beautiful town. And I always tell them, I say, it don't just happen. People work hard at this,
Right.
and you know, and the trees downtown, and the flowers, and the guy that every time I talk about him, I can't say his name, but he rides around downtown on a golf cart, and just making sure everything's tidy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the little things. The little things can turn into big things. But well, tell our viewers. I mean, I've been knowing you for years, but tell our viewers who Royce Hall is.
Well, you know, I am honest, humble, humble giant, and I just think that a lot that I want to do, but I take my time to do it. But again, I've been working for the city now for 24 years in the engineering department, and previously before that, I was working in engineering with Bassett Furniture, designing their furniture and working with them in that retrospect. So I've just been doing engineering drawings for the city of Dublin for 24 years, whether it be permitting, easements, doing the generic maps. Most of your maps you see around here on the City Hall wall usually generated by me, you know, making sure that we know what ward each council member is in, where the city limits are located. Those generally the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, and among other things, I don't never say it ain't my job. Wherever I can pitch in, I will help. That's generally who I am.
Yeah. And knowing you like I do, our faith is important to us.
Absolutely.
And share that with our viewers.
Yeah, my faith is very important. As you and I talked earlier, you know, I grew up in church as well. It's kind of a funny thing. I heard someone say they had a drug problem when they was a little kid. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, I was drugged to church, Sunday school, Bible study, so I was drugged." So,
Amen.
I was kind of drugged, but at one point I got to an age where I began to love it because I was mingling with other kids and learning about who God is and who Jesus Christ is, my Savior. And so now, as a man, I take what I learned and turn it around and give it back to. That's what we're supposed to do as we get older.
Amen.
We take what we learn and give it to the generation to come, so that they can carry forth what God's word is. But my faith in God is well-rounded. I serve as youth director at my church, media. I'm the person that do all the media information for the church. Singing the choir, usher. Again, wherever I can pitch in, that's where I'm going to be at in any organization. So.
Yeah. And you are humble's a good word because y'all notice I have to drag stuff out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna sit here and talk about itself.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Royce does a lot around not only the city but across Lawrence County. But you're seen with a camera a lot of times, especially during St. Patrick's. What's going on?
Well, yeah, that's really a green up kind of a time of the year where everybody is enjoying the festivities of the St. Patrick's festivities. I have been on the committee for about 8 years, about 8 to 9 years. And previously I have served as co-general chair. That was a massive undertaking and also a disappointment because at the latter part of that year, that planning process, we had the council. But we still put the program together. We did have some functions. But I love St. Patrick's, and I love a lot of other organizations I'm a part of. But St. Patrick's is one of the ones that brings a lot of people together across the world, matter of fact. And so that's kind of how I got in there. Wherever I can pitch in, I want to fit in. And I also was serving on the Dublin Lawrence Leadership Committee, and that's what kind of serving as secretary on that capacity, and then serving as secretary for St. Patrick's, and then I moved up to general chair. So those type of things have helped me to shape myself on knowing what comes in and come out of each of those organizations. And again, it's just a fun, feel, everyone go broad type of event. So I love it. And I've also served on the Black Festival Committee. There are several committees. I've even helped in the background on keep Dublin beautiful. I have helped with that. But St. Patrick's is the one that I got to give high accolades for, because that's the one I always able to meet the Secretary of States, meet the governor, meet other high officials across Georgia and especially Lawrence County, and that's kind of my arena. What I like to be in is learning what I can do to help my community, and by doing that, I go to the leaders and ask them, how can I help you? And that's put me in that realm of St. Patrick's.
Yeah, and Royce, it's typical, you've noticed this across all the employees with the city of Dublin. They work for the city, but they serve the community in so many other capacities. I don't care who I've interviewed under this new Discover Dublin episode we're doing for the city.
Right.
Everybody serves somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
And St. Patrick's, a lot of new people to our community that may not understand this, but unlike the Cherry Blossom Festival where you have a lot of paid people,
right,
the St. Patrick's Festival is all volunteers.
Volunteer. No one get paid, so it's all, the word I like to use all the time is servitude. It's totally servitude, and you're putting in, you're getting out what you're putting in as well. So whenever you're serving, you're gonna attract other people that watching you having fun, to tag along and say, how can I be on that committee? How can I serve on this? How did you get on there? Well, I'll tell them how. Just ask first, and then show what you're doing in the community. You can go forth with it. So.
Yeah. It's contagious, isn't it?
It's contagious.
Good attitude is so contagious.
Contagious, yeah.
And the thing about Royce, you can tell, even before I knew this, there's something about someone with deep faith. You can tell there's something different about them, and you just can't put your finger on it at the time, but it's just something about the way they carry themselves. And you should be able to stand out if you are walking with that faith that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's you must walk with faith all the time, because every action don't deserve a reaction. When you have the humility and the peace of God in you, you learn to control your thoughts, and even when you're upset. Even I'm gonna say not you. If I get upset, you will never know it.
That's right.
And sometimes you have to step back and do what God would do, just fold his arms and look at the world down and say, let me give them time to get past themselves, and so they can grow.
Yeah.
And some people have to grow, and that's kind of how I see myself, as that, not as God, but see myself as an instrument, an extension of God's hand to help people.
Yeah, well, we got to be his hands and feet.
Right.
That's what he expects us to do,
Right.
And it was John in the Bible that said, Lord, help me decrease so you can increase.
Right.
In other words, if you're wondering what the heck's James talking about, basically we should be praying that we're less important, so God is more important.
Right.
We know he's more important,
Right.
but a lot of times we, whoever, we people, Christians, we may think we'll say, man, we did good at that. No, we ain't done nothing. Because without Christ, we're nothing.
Right.
We're absolutely nothing.
Right.
But we're human too.
We're human,
right. And sometimes we think, man, I did good on that. We ain't done nothing. We got to take a break, y'all. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Here's a big announcement from Central Georgia Primary Care. We're proud to announce the opening of our second location right here on Central Drive in East Dublin. No matter where you are, north, south, east, or west, Central Georgia Primary Care has a health professional waiting to serve you. Central Georgia Primary Care, next to Paul's Tire on Industrial Boulevard in Dublin, and now at our brand new location on Central Drive in East Dublin, right next to Thomas Auto Supply. Need an appointment? Call us at 478-202-9440. Central Georgia Primary Care, waiting to serve you at both locations, Industrial Boulevard in Dublin and now on Central Drive in East Dublin.
I'm Brian Bazemore, President and CEO of Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County. We would like to invite you to come by and experience a welcoming banking environment. Come by today and have a cup of coffee and let us talk with you about our many products, savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs, and our many loans. You're more than just a number to us, you're family. Come by today, Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, we have a brand new edition of Discover Dublin. Got Royce Hall on today. I've had firefighters on lately. I thought I'd kind of mix things up here and throw me an engineer in the bunch right there and see if he could straighten us all out. Okay, now it would take us a few hours for me to talk about everything you do around this community, but there is something else other than St. Patrick's and the church that I want to talk about, and you help head up the 2020 census.
Oh, absolutely.
What a task that was, brother.
That was a massive undertaking. I actually, you know, when not saying I put myself in harm's way, but I was careful, making sure that it was a pandemic going on, and I had to wear a mask, and I had those that I came in contact to wear a mask. But just to say that I give the punchline at the end. The going out representing the city of Dublin, being the liaison between the city of Dublin and the United States Census, was fun and fulfilling. But again, it was a massive amount of work to do. But the main thing that I had to do was making sure people were aware what the census does and how it can help build your communities up. You know, I had a lot of convincing to do to some people that said, well, how is this census going to help me? I said, you know, you doing your part is one thing. And the other part is the monies that the federal government gives cities depends on you, depends on us. More people, more money, and more help we can get throughout the process of the census. But our partnership with the VA hospital, churches, I have spoken at churches regarding the census, and the school system, all the board of the superintendents, they were very supportive of helping me get the word out to the youth so they can spread it to their families. And the punchline on that, I will say that the 2010 census, there was 16,201 citizens. And the census had predicted across the nation that we're going to have a decrease if we didn't get out and do our part. As the census came on, and the end of the story would be that in the 2020 census, it became 16,074 of the residents of Lawrence County. Residents of Dublin, Georgia. And so of course, you got people migrating out to the city, county, and you also have death and you have birth, so everything is kind of fluctuated. But there were a lot of people, I feel there was a lot of people, in my opinion, that didn't fill the census out.
That's right.
But however, with that difference, is about 126 people difference from 2010 that we have less of. I think that was a good medium for us, you know, to still get not much of it goes further than that, not much to do a redistricting for the city, but we are going to have to do it because I think the city manager said we got a letter sometime back last year that we need to revisit, and so the census is a big part of that redistricting, so we need to make sure that we get counted next time. If you want representation, if you want things to happen in your community, you know, be a part of your your census, and as well as your voting, be a part of your census every year.
So important. We were up in the city, up in the county. I think total combined, we were about 1,500, just round figures up. When all the counties around us, everybody lost population.
Yep.
But Lawrence County is green and growing.
Green and growing.
And I thought it turned out good. But there were so many people, and I helped with it. Started out with the homeless, trying to get everybody counted. But then a lot of people, they will give me so many reasons why, but so many people say, well, I don't trust the government.
Right.
Well, this is for your community. And just so you know, next census, whether me and Royce still around or not, but be counted, because it helps our community. It helps with schools, it helps with roads,
hospitals,
senior centers,
grants,
so many things.
So many things, yeah.
We need to be counted. It's not an invasion of your privacy. It's just to assemble the numbers and try to get us all the money that we deserve, because our federal dollars are going out. We want a lot of them to come back in.
Right.
And that's where we need them. I was in a board meeting this morning at mental health, and a lot of that money we need back to help with a lot of, and y'all know this, we have so many mental health issues in this community and across the country. But without money, we can't help take care of people.
We can't do it. I mean, if somebody got to get paid, but we know that doctors are working and nurses are working in a service kind of arena, but they got to get paid for it, because they're not just one person getting sick. You got whatever the population of Lawrence County, I'm gonna just say Dublin for right now, 16,000 people to come to the hospital. That's overwhelming, and so we need our to be counted for that. So
I know things change from day to day, but a typical day when you come in, tell us what a typical day looks like in the world of Royce Hall when he comes and not necessarily clocks in. I'm just using the proverbial clock in. Right. But when you get here, what's just a typical day like for you?
All right, just to predestine that, I like to use the mornings that I drive a motorcycle, a Honda Gold Wing motorcycle. Of course, coming to work in the breezy air, fresh morning air, and just enjoying nature before I get to work sets a tone for me to be in the right mood to be at work. So, however, when I get here at work, of course, sometimes as I said earlier, I'm a people person. Before I get to my desk, I may have a long conversation with someone before I get there, whether it's about an easement or a plat or whatever they may need to know. So as I make myself to my office, of course, we talk with the city engineering director, which is Matthew Bradshaw, and whatever's on the agenda for the week, we adhere to what he has to issue out for us. And so all I do, I sit there at the computer and look at it. I have to take these glasses off just to see. Doing my daily routine, which is drawing on a day-to-day basis, and also a board member for the youth council. That takes up. We don't have a director now, so I'm kind of. Regina McDaniel and myself, as far as city employees, we're pitching in to make sure that the program go forward. But we may call each other throughout the day. But anyway, I just, whenever a citizen call and want to know the right of way or where the city limits are located, I'm there to issue out the information. And before I do give it, I make sure everything is concrete before they do get it. But on a day-to-day basis, I love it. 24 years here, I got to love it, because, it's downhill from this point of life.
What part of time of your life did you think, I want to be an engineer? I mean, did you grow up wanting to was you drawing and doing things growing up? When did it click in your mind and say, I want to go this route?
That's oh my, that is a very interesting and well-deserving question too as well, because I give that to my father and my brother, my oldest brother. But I'm gonna start with my brother. My brother was a chemical engineer. He was a thinker, and he got that from my dad, which I'm gonna tell you about that. And so he was my role model. So he used to tell me when I was in school, high school, well, junior high that is, he had finished his engineering degree, graduated at Howard University, top 5 of his class. So he was very smart. So he would entice me when I was in school, say, every A you make, I'm gonna give you $100.
Ooh.
Now, bear in mind, this was back in '83.
$100 was 150 now, probably.
Right, exactly. So, and so forth. Increments went down. If you didn't do good, I don't get nothing. But, however, he inspired me to do that. So engineering, he was a neat freak too. So he was organized, and he did things by the book. And by having that kind of a leadership from my brothers, all my brothers and sisters, but especially that brother, Emmett Ronald Hall, he taught me how to stay ahead of the game and be organized. And so he got that from my dad. Mm-hmm. So that's what I like to talk about my dad. My dad is my pride and joy. I wished I could have spent more time with him while he was living, but his name was Millage Buck Hall, and he died July the 4th, 2000.
Wow.
But before that time, before he died, he was an engineer. He was a welder. He was a mechanic, a farmer, electrician, and I had to be up under his wings as he was doing all this. So he was a type person that never did one thing. He always was doing things, and I got that from him. And when I used to plow the field when I was a young boy, he said, when you finish that field, go get the other one. So, it wasn't no downtime.
He taught you work ethic, didn't he?
Work ethics. I had to feed the hogs, cows. We had about maybe 200 head of cattle, maybe 300 head of cattle, and about 1,000 head of hogs. So I did a lot of selling. I remember many times going to Craig over here, Jeffrey Craig over here selling the hogs. So my dad had taught me value, of the aspect of being an engineer, but without the degree of an engineer. He just showed me how to keep your mind busy and be a problem solver. And that's one thing my dad did. And this is another interesting thing my dad instilled in me, that I how when you're a little boy, you follow the direction of your father or your mother, whoever it be, and then you continuously follow them. Then all of a sudden, it's just like the bird out of the nest got to learn how to fly. So at one time, I had to drive the tractor through this gate. I got tired of getting off and down off the tractor. So before they had that little thing that you can mash a button and open, I had a little thing that you bump the gate, it opens up, and you drive through, and you go through it, it closes back. But the downfall of it is, when I go back out, I get back off the track. So that's how I feel I got some of my logical thinking. That's kind of how I'm getting home base on this. My dad showed me how to be a thinker. And that's what engineers are. They're problem solvers, and try to help people. And all it ties into what I love is helping people, and that's what we try to help people. I want to obtain my goals, but I want to help people obtain their goals as well, and that's one of the city of Dublin's mission statements.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great mission, but so with Father's Day upon us, you've lost your dad. What would you say to people watching us now that still have their dad? What advice would you give us?
Love your dad while you have a chance to embrace him. I say for the younger ones, just because your parents, your father gets on to you, and you don't understand why, you may not understand it at that moment, but in life, when you get older, you'll understand it with a better concern, because one day you are going to have kids, and whatever you do to them, that's what they're going to do to you. But I would say to any of the youth that if you have a father, just embrace him, tell him you love him, and just spend time with him.
Amen. It's so true. When we're young, Daddy don't know nothing.
Right.
And as we get older, we find out.
Yeah.
I found out who the dumb one was.
Yeah.
It was me. So, we're going to take another break and come back and wrap things up. You stay with us.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
All right, boys, if you want to go to college, you have to clear out another one of these.
What if we told you there was a better way to save for your kids' college than pickle jars? Morris Bank's Savings Builder account and moolah makes saving for your kids' college easier than ever. All you have to do is connect the account to your debit card, where it automatically rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar, depositing that spare change into a moolah account where it will grow into a nice little nest egg for whatever your kids have their sights set on.
Summer's right around the corner, and you know what that means. It's vacation time. Here at Dublin Nissan, we can get you ready for vacation, whether it's a new Nissan or Chevrolet, or just servicing your current vehicle. And guys, if you're looking for a new fishing truck, you can't go wrong with this all-new 22 Frontier. And if your needs are bigger, we got the trucks for you too. It's your choice. I know what mine is. Remember, Don sells Corvettes well. Hurry in to Dublin Chevy Nissan.
Welcome back, everybody. Another edition of Discover Dublin. We've been talking to Royce Hall. If you just joined us, we'll air this program again. If not, go to our YouTube channel and check us out there. It's under the Discover Dublin tab. You can see this show and all the shows we've done with the City of Dublin employees. We've just reached, our goal was 3 million impressions on the TV35 YouTube page, and last week we hit 3.3 million. Right. So a lot of people watch us, and we monitored, as you know, Royce, and we have people in Japan and Australia and the UK, and probably people used to live here. We don't know, but anyway, a lot of people do watch, and you can go there and watch it, watch this program over and over and over again. So till you get it right or find out where we messed up, you call and let me know. So, okay, I was talking to you a minute ago about where along the way did you figure out you wanted to go into engineering. We talked about your dad and your brother, but on the other side, your zeal for public service, for stepping in where somebody's needed. It may be a job nobody else wants, or where did you get that from? Where did you get that zeal for wanting to serve people? Well,
I will still say my dad, but I have to say something about my mother as well, Gladys Strange Hall. She's a humble. I love her to death. I mean, love her till death, and I'm glad God have her here with me now. She's that type of person with a smile. And I'm always smiling. Even when I'm hurting, well, if I'm hurting real bad, I'm not smiling. Yeah. But however, I get that from her. My mother, she gives me the zeal of, loving God, and she's a spiritual woman, and she raised us right, and I just love her. I get it from her.
And how many siblings do you have?
I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and of course I'm the youngest.
You the baby.
Well, like the guy said on the movie, I ain't no baby no more.
But you'll always be. I'm 62 in a few weeks, and my mom's 84. I shouldn't be telling that on TV, but anyway, I'll always be, and my siblings too, will always be her young'uns, her babies, her. It don't matter how old you get.
No matter how old.
Mama is going to be there with you. Mama's never going to leave you.
Right.
Daddy may give you a kick in the butt, but Mama's going to love you, and she's going to hold your hand, whether you're in the hospital, whatever it is.
Right.
So there's something to be said about, and we have that. We've got a couple things in common. We were raised by very deeply spiritual women. My mom, I've never heard her say a bad word in her life. She never talked ugly. She never talked about people. Never has. She loves the Lord so much, and we know one of His greatest commandments is to love each other, to love our neighbors.
Right.
And the second thing, and when you said it a while ago, I said, man, this ties us together again, but I lost my grandfather on July 4th, 1976. It was a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
And we were having a bicentennial event at our church when I got word that I'd lost my grandfather. So you're not going to forget that day anyway, but especially July 4th, as this slowly approaching us, or maybe fast approaching. That's one thing. It is a holiday, but I always I have this, I guess, sadness a part of me because I love my grandparents.
Absolutely.
Grandparents are just the best. You know, there's nothing like them. But so we have those few things in common. But what about people that maybe wanting to apply with the city of Dublin? Tell me the best thing about working for the city.
First, a lot of people have asked me if if the city is hiring. And sure enough, I say go to the website and or go to the personnel, human resources, or whatever, and seek there. But working for the city of Dublin is a great environment. It's a place of where you can support your family where you work at, and a good, nice paycheck. But that's not the whole issue. I mean, your ability to get the work done and work sufficiently, efficiently, will pay off for you. I think my dad always said, there it is again. He said, if you always work hard, it'll precede you before you get to where you're going, and that way people would be dependent. You could be a dependable person. But working for the city here is a great experience.
Yeah, great benefits.
Great benefits.
Very low turnover. So Royce is right. If you're thinking about applying with the city, you can go to the website. It's very easy to use.
Right.
And we've got a new app now. I love this app on my phone. My phone's laying over there, but Dublin's got a new app. The city of Dublin's got a new app. And I think it's catching on pretty fast.
You talking about the 311?
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's an old app in a sense.
It's new to me.
Right. Well, for me as an employee, yes, it's kind of been out there for a minute, but it has been enhanced. With the 311, you can report a problem around the city of Dublin, anywhere of your location. Your phone would be a GPS location for the address, and it'll help the workers and the supervisors to get to the job in a quicker, faster manner. But that 311 is, I used it when I was doing census. Somebody had said, my driveways need to be fixed. I said, well, of course, if your driveway's on the right of way, we know we can't do too much, but I mean, we can do something about it if it's on the right of way. I'll correct that. If it's on the right of way, we can look at it. But at the same time, I've reported that it's kind of creating a lot of water into your driveway. And I showed the resident how to use that for 311, and they was happy about that. And he said, well, I guess I feel the census out. So the 311 is a great handy tool. So.
Yeah, we were at a meeting at the chamber last month maybe, and Sarah Colby, one of the new city council members,
she was
spoke
enlightened.
on behalf of the city of Dublin,
Yeah.
and she told us, everybody get your phone out.
Yep.
Now go on here, put this app on your phone right now, and of course, I follow orders really well, so I went through it and put it on my phone, and Told my wife about it. I've told many people about it. Really, tell me more about it. And I thought it was brand new. I mean, it's brand new to me, like I said, but it's just one more way the city of Dublin is trying to make it easier for you to provide better services, get there quicker.
Right.
It's all based around customer service.
Customer service.
And I was talking, and before we go, I got to tell this one more time. I tell this story everywhere, but the day we did us a day in the life of a sanitation worker, I kept noticing the guys or girls, they'd be picking them up, putting them in, picking them up, putting them in, and we'd get to a house and they'd go around behind the house and bring the trash.
Receptacle.
There you go. Thank you. I was about to say trash can, but and they'd bring it around, put it in, take it back behind the house, and I asked them eventually, why are you doing this? Why are you going behind the house? And they say, well, that's an elderly woman lives there and she can't bring it out. What is that good customer service or not?
That's compassion.
Yes.
That's you know that's servitude. And that's we
I learned a new word today.
Right. I don't want to put everything, you know, it's not all about the money at always. I mean, of course, again, I said if you work hard, it'll precede you before you get to where you're going. And people will talk about how good the experience was and how we took care of them. Again, I always, if you go on the website, you can kind of see how the mission statement that the city has, and we try to help citizens obtain their goals, and that's the true value of servitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like City of Dublin natural gas.
Absolutely.
You can find, if you can't afford them, that new stove, water heater, whatever, they'll finance it for you 0%. They're not adding nothing to the price or nothing. And then they just put it on your statement every month. You just pay it right along with your bill. No money down. And even got rebates. I mean,
rebates, right?
Now that is so cool. You add a water heater, or these tankless hot water heaters really have caught on. But they give you a rebate on each item that you purchase. They can handle the installation for you. You say, well, I'm in the city, but I don't have city gas. I don't have lines. They'll run the lines there for you. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Just say, do it. Here's what I need, and it's going to get done.
Right. And that's the thing. We're trying to do our best to convince residents that natural gas is good. One thing's for certain, once the storms come through and you don't have any lights, and it's the cold winter, and at least you have gas to help keep you warm.
You can
and
still take a shower, still cook.
Can cook, yeah.
Natural gas is going to be there. Like Royce said, a couple of years ago we had that hurricane come through here, and me and my wife were without power 5 days. Now, a day or two, I can stick it out, and of course we stuck 5 days out. It's not really something you want to do, but you can do it. But if you got natural gas, never miss a beat.
Never miss a beat. And, you know, of course, we're helping the grid. The electrical grid. We hope that the grid stays up, but natural gas, you're going to continuously, unless there's a catastrophe somewhere, but
it's got to be something just, you know, out of boundary somewhere. But it's more cost efficient. It's cheaper than propane or electricity. It's just the way to go. Natural gas is inexpensive, and right now you say, well, my stove, it's old, I need a new stove. Get you a new gas range and let the city hook it up for you, and they'll finance it. Like I said, 0%. And I guess this is our commercial right here. Is that what we're doing?
Right. Anytime we can advocate for the city.
That's right. You all in, ain't you,
I'm
brother?
all in. So. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've enjoyed this. Royce and I talk a lot. We're in the same kind of, we run around the same areas and we see each other a lot. And I always enjoy talking to you. You know, some people will cross the street to talk to you. You're one of those people, you know. Some people cross the street not to talk to you.
Right.
But You're never too busy, and I'm the same kind of person. We're never too busy to pass the time of day with somebody.
Yeah, there have been times I had a lot to do and doing things for the city, measure right away, and people will say, blow the horn, stopping.
Yeah.
You know, I will take the time to wave at them.
Yeah.
They might say, how you doing? And I have a casual conversation where I got to get back to, going.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you have to take some time out. Even though people don't understand that you got a job to do, you just have to take time out for them.
Okay.
And also, I just want to mention too, when I want to thank the city of Dublin as well. I also serve on the international committee. I want to put this plug in.
We're in the international room here.
Right, right. And this room is full with a lot of heritage of other countries like Japan and Ireland here. So anyway, in 2019, I was at liberty to travel to Japan and to meet my host family and to learn the traditions and the ways of how people in Japan lives. And this was also through YKK, which is I think the largest YKK in the world, which was in Osaka, Japan. And we were able to communicate with our sister city, and that was a lifetime experience for me. I always brag about that because the host family still stay in contact with me. The son of the family is he's a minor. He's about maybe 6 years old now, and he still remembers me. So when I get on the Facebook, and he always say Royce son, Royce son. In Japanese, that means Mr. Royce. So yeah, so I learned a lot of traditions that Japanese. We're all the same people. We just do different things differently.
That's right. May talk a little different.
May talk a little different, but I just want to just say I enjoy. That was one of my high points of life. Me being a country boy, never been anywhere. I didn't know what to expect, but I took the bull by the head and just and ran with it.
Yeah, so just make the plunge.
Made the plunge. So.
That's good. So many opportunities have come your way because you started out here at the city of Dublin and have come through the ranks. And Royce Hall, we're glad to have him today on Discover Dublin, and he's in the engineering department. It's real easy to maneuver around City Hall. Royce's office got an engineering department right there over the doors. So, but we appreciate Royce joining us today and want to thank you for joining us today right here on Discover Dublin.